All right, man. Another episode of TDM Talk, man. We're here at TDM Studios. We got a very special guest in the building. I got the homie Kiki. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good to finally connect with you and meet with you. You know, we talked about, I reached out about, man, because I went to your page and actually we were just talking about this off camera, how I saw on Nicole on the Houston Hottie Social Hour.
Yes.
And I was like, man, because I had connected with so many people through Nicole. So shout out to Nicole, first of all, and everybody on that end over there doing some great things.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. So and then I reached out and said, man, let's make it happen, you know, and hey, here we are, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about I saw that you have something called VP Foodz, right?
Yes, so it's called Villa Paraíso Foodz.
Villa Paraíso Foodz, and then you do the knitting, what is it, like a clothing, like a swimsuit line, or
the crochet.
The crochet.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm a summer ambassador for Knotti Shop.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Knotti Shop is a woman-owned crochet company. She makes beautiful bikinis, puff purses, all kinds of nice trinkets. She makes by hand. So she's also a local hottie, and I love to support local businesses, especially women-owned businesses.
Yeah, no, for sure. Connecting with Nicole opened us up to like a whole nother world of like women business owners, you know, that are out there doing their thing and actually succeeding and getting to that level. And it's like, man, this is all women owned, you know, and I was able to connect with so many from just me interviewing Nicole before in the past, that it's I think women don't get their just due when it comes to things like that, because we always think of a business owner as a man, right? And so when you meet a woman who's actually independent and doing their, and I mean independent, I don't mean like Beyonce, you know, Destiny's Child, independent women, you know, but just as far as owning their own business. Like, how did the Villa Paraíso start? First, let's start with that.
Well, it's a cool story. So my husband and I got the opportunity to form our own food distribution company.
Okay.
We said, hey, let's go for it. We both had careers, but said, hey, let's start something up, because our end goal was to build something for our family.
Correct.
And keep growing. So we said, okay, full force on. A lot of times we got treated like the underdog in the little company, and eventually we had quality control problems, price hacks. And one day we're sitting there and I just look at him and I said, why don't we just have our own food brand? And he just kind of looked at me, why not?
Yeah.
I said, I have no idea where to start. He said, me either. I said, well, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I started researching and digging deep and starting to learn the market and everything like that. And we got the opportunity to import some piloncillo molido, which is ground pure cane sugar.
Okay.
Usually you'll see it in a cone, in a little brown cone.
Okay.
But this already came ground for you.
Oh, wow.
And we said, let's try it. And then we also had the opportunity for cajeta, Mexican caramel.
Yeah.
I said, all right, so we'll do these two items. They're seasonal, and let's put them out there and see what people think. And we brought it in through our distribution company.
Okay.
Self-taught, so I had to learn really quick how to do my own labels, what were UPCs on these products, and all that good stuff. And we had some great partners in Austin that just supported us and let us in their stores, and it took off. It was good reception. And so we're like, okay. And we kept going, and then we found our amazing product they were trying to develop, the carne seca, this Spanish-style jerky.
Yeah.
It's really popular in Mexico, and we're like, hey, let's bring it to everybody here in Houston. It's healthy, you know, it's all natural, it's different. And we found a manufacturer who could make it for us right here in Houston, and we started off with that, and just a couple units here and there, and our customers who were already supporting us, testing the water a little bit, what's going on here. And hey, it took off. We're blessed. And from there, this year, we actually rebranded, and Villa Paraíso took over.
And how long have you guys been in business already?
Well, we started with the distribution company in 2018.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And then probably around 2020 is when we started with Villa Paraíso.
Okay.
And then now in 2025, we've solidified and made it its own entity.
That's awesome because like I remember Ice Cube in an interview saying like if you're not prepared to not make any money your first 5 years, he's like don't even get into business because you know how it is. The first couple of years of business, you're investing more in it than you're actually well at least most people I talk to not making that money back. So that's why a lot of us have to work a 9 to 5 plus do this until this kind of takes over. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I
So
mean, we had to do that.
yeah. So what were like some of the obstacles that you guys faced? Because like being in the food industry is like a completely different animal than say someone who sells merchandise or clothes or someone who sells music or someone who anything else. Because food is I always talk about like because we do a lot of events. So when we talk with food vendors, we're like, man, it's got to be tough because you can never gauge how many people you're gonna make food for or that kind of thing. Because a lot of times you bring food and you might leave with a lot of food left. You might not sell it, and then you're like, what do I do? You're like, well, we're just gonna eat it, But what was something what you guys went through, like some of the obstacles that you guys faced?
Um, well, I would say when we were a distribution company, we had to deal with price hacks and we also had to deal with quality control issues. These are different brands that were sending us their products and then we would sell them to the
Yeah,
market. By grasping that power back, it's our product. We have eyes on the quality and we negotiate pricing.
okay,
And our goal is to make sure that we're negotiating a price that obviously we can make money on, but that our consumers and our customers will be able to afford as well.
yeah,
We know what it's like to be treated as a small company.
yeah,
And there's so many food trucks, there's startup restaurants, caterers nowadays that are probably paying double to triple what they need to
oh wow,
because they'll either buy it from a local grocer and they don't get the right pricing and
yeah.
it lowers their margins. So that's where we come in. We're very cost efficient on that and we want to work with any and every size of business, especially the smaller ones
Yeah, of
because we know what
course.
it's like.
Yeah, I was about to say when you've been there, or at least know what it's like. You're like, okay, well, we know what to look forward for with those people, those businesses. Because I can imagine how again we talk about the food thing, right? You never because I had someone the other day sign up for our event, which is September 13th at Embrace the Culture at Spindle Tap Brewery. Make sure y'all come out. Shameless plug. But they're like, well, how many people are you expecting? I'm like, that's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to be like, well, I mean, I'm expecting 1 million people, but is that the reality? So it's hard for me to be accurate on that. So I can understand how numbers play a part in everything and how much to gauge and especially with pricing because you can only buy so much, right?
Well, for us, it's a little bit different, right? Because we're considered a manufacturer. So we're
Yeah,
actually the ones providing this to
yeah,
everyone else. Now, when you're on the other side and you're that chef or you're that restaurant owner, now we need to work together and
yeah,
really see your numbers, really see what your customers are looking like.
yeah.
Look at your menu. We assist with menus.
Okay.
Sometimes there's too many items on there. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's items that you love, but you only have two customers that you've
Per
probably had
that.
for 10 years that eat it.
Yeah.
And you could be making probably 3 times more with just either a smaller item or just a tweaking that item.
So y'all do consultation too, like kind of when you do work with someone, y'all do offer like, okay, well let's look at what, like you said, y'all that's something y'all do offer now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we take pride in building that customer relationship, right?
Correct.
So we want to get to know you, we want to get to know your business, we want to know how you operate because that's gonna guide us to what we could suggest,
Yeah.
right? We work with pounds and pounds of proteins and product all the time. We work
Yeah.
with different types of restaurants, different sizes. So we can kind of help you engage there and see just by your clientele, your location,
Okay.
and the items that you have
Yeah.
exactly what we could probably tweak and help you with. And as
Okay.
our customer, we want to do that because it's a win-win situation.
Man, we always talk about striving for the win-win situation because so many people out here just want to win. They're only interested in what they can get out of it as opposed to trying to help you. Uh, I always remember what 50 Cent said. He said, man, the business world is way more cutthroat than the streets. He's like, because people in the business world, they'll literally shake your hand and screw you over, with a contract or some underhanded, business tactics or whatever, and then that's always like the hardest thing to kind of like decipher because you would think you could trust people in business, but that's not always the case, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And you can get burned in a million different ways. So you have to be very vigilant. You have to do your homework. If you're going into a business that you're not too familiar with, but you're passionate about, just take the time to research it, get to know it.
Yeah.
Ask people in that industry questions. Just submerge yourself into that industry. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing if it's right or wrong. What is your vision? What are you going to do? And how are you going to do that?
Yeah. I think we have a lot of the whole copycat syndrome. They see somebody else and it's working. That formula is working for them, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And that's why I like what you said. Like, and two, it's also about when you focus on you and staying in kind of in your lane and doing what you need to do for you. You don't have time to worry about what somebody else is doing, and then you could focus strictly on your business and catering, to your audience or your customers.
Correct.
So, like, if someone is watching this, right, and they want to get into the food industry, food business, and they wanted to reach out, like some advice, what would you give them?
Well, I guess it would depend on what part of the food business you would want to get
Like if they wanted
into.
to work with you and like they're a restaurant owner, right? And they want
Perfect.
to connect with you. They're watching this right now and connect. Look, I want to connect with her, but I don't know how to start. I don't know what to ask or what to look for.
Absolutely. For anybody in the food industry, you can contact us by calling us, emailing us, DMing us, and they just let us know who you are,
Yeah.
where you are, and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for proteins, great. If you're looking for some help with your menu and maybe there's a way we can work together to elevate it, perfect. We're an open book and we're there to discuss anything you'd like about your restaurant
Okay.
or your food business.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that are into in many different ways, into the food, whether they're like you said, they do the catering, so we had a friend of ours who used to kind of like I don't want to say cook for us, but sometimes we'd have get-togethers. She'd always cook for us, but she would be at our events, selling food. But sometimes it was like, man, the price of whatever is like way too high, or so they got to raise their prices on the menu items. And I get it because everything's gone up, like literally in the last maybe 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely.
How does that affect like your relationship with the people you work with?
As far as our facilities or our customers?
Both.
Okay, so as far as our customers, we have a rule of thumb. If there is a price increase on any of our products, we give them a 30-day notice.
Oh, okay.
Not everyone, or probably not many people do
Do
that
they?
nowadays.
They're just like, here's a new price and that's it.
They just show up for your next delivery and say, by the way, your invoice
Wow.
went up, 10% or something.
Yeah.
We like to give our customers a heads up because that
Yeah.
helps them plan.
Of course.
Not only financially, but they can look at their menu, maybe see if something's seasonal and they'll go away with that and try something else. So we'll work with them in that way. As far as our suppliers and everything, we're in constant communication, especially with protein. The price of protein goes up and down almost daily. So we also have to be smart in how we price our products because we need to make some money. Our customer needs to be comfortable and make their margins, but
That's
we
gotta
have
be
to leave
tough.
that little margin of error for when beef hikes up or when pork hikes up, how are we going to make that up for everybody?
Yeah, I was about to say that's got to be tough because you could never, especially when something is not is just up and down like that. How do you how do you even but again, that comes with experience, right? Because I'm sure in the beginning you were probably like, man, I don't know if I can do it. This is a
I
lot
was
to
like,
do.
hold on a second. I need to learn all these terms, and because sometimes you can know how to do something, but you don't really know the term
Yeah,
or exactly how to explain it. So
correct.
either way, you're like, I know how to do it. If I could just show you, then you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, right?
Uh
So it's kind of like that at the beginning, and then you got things coming at you from every direction. You're
huh.
trying to learn the market. You're trying to learn how other people in the same industry treat each other
Yes.
and things like that. So you got
Whew.
to be very mindful.
That's another story too in itself.
Oh, that could be a whole podcast,
Yeah. No.
whole episode on
Yeah.
that.
No. Trust me. I think we had do you know Dove Shailene Dove?
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
of course. Love
Verlago
her.
Lux Skincare. She when we had her on, we were talking about her business, of course, and then somehow we got into the whole vendor
Oh, the vendor markets,
the vendor
yes.
markets. Yeah. And yeah, we went like on a whole nother on a whole nother tangent about just that because pet peeves because she does events. She sets up her and we just talked about like the ins and the outs of how and how dirty that world is too. How messy that can be.
That's a very tough world, and I do love her. She has a beautiful setup,
For sure.
and we share the same sentiments when it comes to events and things like that.
Yeah.
But we're also, very supportive, and we're always there to help too.
So do y'all also attend these pop-up events and set up, or do y'all do anything like that?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
do you?
Yes, we do.
Okay, okay. We might have
Yes.
to have you guys come to one of our events and set up. I
Oh,
told
we
her
love
too. I said,
to.
man, come set up. We don't do them often. I think really we only have 2 events per year. Well, like big events,
Okay.
and the one we're having in September, that's the one that always we have 30 to 40 different vendors. Each year that we only do it once a year. So
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. So,
yeah, we call it Embrace the Culture because it fall. We do it usually on Mexican Independence Weekend, and that's part of like our little slogan is embracing the culture. So we love to have you guys come out. If you guys are available that day,
well,
and
thank
I'll give
you.
you the info.
Yeah, for sure,
And
for sure.
you guys want to come set. So what when y'all set up? What does that consist of? Like, what do y'all have in y'all on y'all table in your tent?
All right, well, so what we bring with us usually is our Spanish style jerky because that's what puts us on the map. It's
Okay.
very easy to carry and everybody loves it. So we for sure always have that. So at our table, you can find plenty of product and we have lots of samples.
Yeah.
So you could try one flavor, you could try all flavors. It doesn't matter. We'll tell you all about our product, answer any questions you may have. We just landed a partnership with Alian Chocolate from
Oh,
Istanbul, Turkey. And
congrats.
thank you. So that one is a little tricky because chocolate is delicate. So I'm trying to figure out a very creative, cool way that I can bring chocolate out here to everybody, but it not melt.
That's tough, yeah, because like our event is in September, and you would think it's cool, and I think every year that we've done it, it's been hot.
I'm excited.
Because
Yeah.
Houston is a different. It's summer pretty much all year round up until
Yes, it
January and
is.
February maybe. But again, hey, look, we would love to have. And how did that come about though? The whole chocolate, the you said it was a partnership.
It is the partnership. So we tend to work with a lot of different people, right? We network a lot. We figure that there's strength in numbers, right?
Yes.
And there's plenty for everyone. So I don't care if you have your own food brand, I have mine too, but what can we do together? Let's help each other out.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and say, can you please keep this food brand away from my table because I want to be the only food brand here.
yeah.
We're the complete opposite. We want to get to know everybody. We want to throw back and forth ideas with each other. What worked for you? What didn't work for you?
I don't know why people don't like. Again, I say it rhetorically, right? Because like it's basically it's just selfishness that makes them greedy, selfish, and they don't want they're self-centered or whatever the case, right? Because I'm like you, I'm like, man, I don't care. Like, put them, man. They'll ask me, like, if I'll be on another podcast, like, of course, like, man, I would love to be on someone else's podcast. Like, I'm tired of being on mine,
Yeah.
So I'd more than willing to go talk with someone else. So they're always very appreciative of that opportunity, And I'll invite other podcasters to come in and talk, and we talk about, podcasting and whatever the pet peeves of and we always talk about, oh man, we hate when guests do this or come in high or drunk, and I'm trying to think, have I had anyone do that? No, but I've seen it. I've seen episodes where they're just high out their mind and they could barely talk, But anyway, again, win-win. If I can
Absolutely.
help you win and I get something, and we can both win, I don't see why not. But not many people see it that way.
Exactly. And I think that some of us who do think like that, that's why we get burned sometimes, because my priority is to share with you what I know or how I can help you.
Correct.
I'm always available. What do you need? Where does it need to go? I'm always there 1000%. I'll take care of my stuff in a minute, but what do you need, right?
Yeah.
And that can get me in trouble sometimes, right?
I know. Trust me. Look, that's a whole nother podcast in itself too.
Yes, it
Because
is.
we've been down that road.
We're coming up with episodes on the fly
Look
here.
at that. Look, we're gonna have a part 2, 3, 4, and 5 pretty soon. And we're gonna talk about people who take advantage of people's kindness. Because that's really all it is. Like I look at it like, man, we're just good people, and we open our doors, we open our platforms and our doors to others to come in and shine. But then they come in and get what they want, and then they leave, or they may not get what they're looking for, and burn you anyway. And uh, I feel like that's something that'll always be a part of because I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna stop being how I am because people are like that. But I think we are a little more cautious, right? A little more vigilant
Yes.
about who we work with now.
Absolutely, because it's that fine line. You're like, I have to be true to who I am, and this is the type of person that I am.
Yeah,
So, how do I break that balance? And it's just being vigilant and trusting your gut.
yeah. Trust me, I look. We're right here on that subject because I like to think I'm a pretty good judge of character. So we get a lot of requests, right, for people to come on the podcast. So first thing I do is, go on the Instagram. I check them out. I see, make sure, okay, who are you? What do you want to talk about, first of all? Because I had somebody the other day reach out. I'm like, well, what do you want to? And I know the person. I was like, what do you want to talk about? Like, you don't have anything. In my mind, I'm thinking you don't have anything going on. Like, what do you want to talk about? And I forgot what they told me. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. When I get some time, but and so that's why it's important for me to connect with people, such as yourself, such as Nicole, Dove, and a ton of others that have been on our show like before, because it just it proves like I want our viewers to see what you're doing and go support you as well, because they already know, like, if we put someone on the podcast or we have an artist perform at our event, that's our stamp of like, hey, that person is okay, that person is good.
Well, I really appreciate you, and I am honored. So,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
and thank you, man, just for coming by, and talking about, the business, and I mean, again, we could have went so many different ways, on some of these subjects, but so what's next for the company?
Well, right now we are expanding. So,
Okay.
pretty soon we're going to be launching our sausage line. And it's going to be like a little horseshoe ring sausage, and we'll have it
Okay.
in 5 flavors. We have a new jerky flavor coming. So we have our line of Spanish style jerky, and now we're going to expand it with our American style jerky. But this jerky will look very similar to ours, which is very thin and bigger slices.
Okay.
So we have that going on, the expansion with the Allion chocolates from Dubai.
Yeah.
And we'll be launching different flavors and different styles throughout the year as well.
Okay.
So that's pretty exciting for us, yeah.
I'm excited for you. Like, expansion is just growth, and it's. I always say, if you're not growing as a business, as a person, as an artist, or whatever you do, if you're not growing, what do you call that?
Absolutely. And when
It,
you're growing, you better be losing sleep. You better be losing your hair, you're running everywhere, just worrying about wearing 20 hats, doing the job of 15 at one time. When you're doing all that, you're growing and you're pushing.
Like I said earlier off camera, at one point I had a, quote unquote team. I had people that did my editing. I had people that did this and did that. And I would just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to, the person putting up the money and promoting, and doing the promotion online and the networking per se. And then when all that fell apart, it all fell in my lap. Like now I got to learn how to edit. Now I got to learn how to do this and that. And I'm learning, like I'm literally still learning as I go. But the one thing that, well, let me ask you this before I give my answer. I want to say, well, what's a piece of advice you would give someone like just starting out in business, any kind of business?
Any kind of business, the first thing I would say is your why. Why are you doing this? What is your purpose? What is your vision? What are you trying to achieve by starting your own business?
Right.
Because you need to know where you're going. You need to know whose lives you're going to touch. Because whether you're making music or you're selling food, you're touching someone's life in some way. So that's very, very important, and be very, very organized. Get all your ducks in a row, make notes. Any question that pops in your head, write it down. Someone along the line will be able to answer that for you,
Yeah.
or you may get clarity as you're growing your business and working and navigating through it.
I love that, especially the why part, because I would say, and again, there's nothing wrong with saying, well, I'm in it to make money, but if that's what your focus is on, you're gonna be disappointed. Like,
Absolutely.
because you're not gonna make very much in the beginning. You have to be consistent. You have to work towards it. You can't just like, okay, I got it all figured out and I'm gonna start making money, because I will tell you right now, you'll be disappointed.
Absolutely. You can't say, oh, yeah, I'm going to figure it out and here it goes. You can't say, well, Sue, Joe, and Pam did it. If they could do it, I can do it. It's not about that. Having a business is a commitment, it's a sacrifice. And you really have to focus, because you are going to have trying days when you are like, I am done. I'm not doing this anymore. Why am I doing this? This is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And for me, that's when my rock comes in, which is my husband. And he's like, all right, focus.
Yeah.
You got this.
How important is it having that partner, that spouse, that's supportive, right? And because I talk about this all the time with people who do have, like myself, like, right, my wife, very supportive. Like, you don't really see her. You might see her with me at events, and you might not even think that's my wife. You wouldn't even think, because she's just so low key, so laid back. She lets me kind of just go out and do me. So when I talk with other people, they're like, "Yeah, my person." Dove always says my person. She's like, my person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I got that from. But yeah, shout out to him, man. I'm still waiting to try the barbecue, man. I got it.
Me too.
Oh, you haven't had it yet?
I haven't had it yet.
He told me
he's
to
a
come
beautiful
out.
person, though. Love him to death. We got to chat it up a little bit. But I just looked at his schedule to see if we can make it out and have some barbecue. So I'm excited about that.
I might have to tag along for that, because I told him I was gonna pull up I think his cousin. Anyway, like he has like a club, and he'll post up out there
Okay.
every so often, I think. Well, at least the last time we talked, that's what he told me. But we talk about just having that important, because I feel like if my wife didn't like what I was doing, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because I would have to make kind of like adjustments. Like, okay, I can't really go out as much as I would want to, because part of what I do,
Or
I
that
have
you
to
would
go out
need to.
or need to. Exactly, exactly. I'm glad you corrected me on that, because a lot of times I don't want to go anywhere. I like staying home sometimes, but I need to go sometimes to these events. I have to go show face. I have to go shake hands and take the pictures and the videos and do my little recaps. But without her blessing, or without her giving me hell, it'd be hard to do. So like,
Absolutely.
how important is that for you to have someone that understands and supports as
It,
well?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. My husband, he is my best friend, and he heads my sales department. So it's a tricky situation, and everybody says that we're cuckoo, but guess what? We're going to make it happen. We've been at this since day one, and we're going to go till the wheels fall off. Without him, I can't do any of this.
Yeah.
He's my right-hand man, and you're right. It's so uncomfortable when you have that partner that's always questioning you, or like, well, why are you doing this? Well, you don't have enough time for me for this or that.
Yeah.
Versus supporters like my husband is more like, okay, don't forget, you have this appointment. I know you have it on the calendar, but you're all into your stuff, so you're going to forget it. You're going to miss it. And
He
you got
knows
this.
you.
He does. He
Yeah.
knows me. I'm, if you're getting busy, he's like, hey, what do you have today? Are you going to the hotties? Or what group are you hanging out with today? I network a lot. I just love talking to people, and there's something you can always learn from any and everybody.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest things can touch you and can just make the difference.
Oh man, last night at the place I was at, I met a young man. I think he was 21, 22, and he was like, "Can I pick your brain?" And out of all people, why me? No idea. Only God knows. But we had I mean, it might have been 10 minutes max, if that. But we had such a deep conversation, and he was like, "Man, I just want you to know that you really touched me today with the words you spoke and this and this." And mind you, I'm just giving him, he asked me a question, I answer it. But like you said, you never know who you can learn from, because I'm like, well, I was a blessing to you, but honestly, you were a blessing to me. You help motivate me even more, because it lets me know that people are watching and they're studying what you're doing, and so it's a blessing to be in that position, to be able to learn from others, but also to gain that knowledge, just like we're doing now. You're sitting down talking about the business, and anybody that watches this can see and be like, okay, well, I didn't know that. Now I do. I need to maybe connect with you, and we'll put a link in the description where they can go, follow your page, follow the business page, and everything else that you got going on. I did want to ask about the how you became a brand ambassador, right? Is it?
Oh yeah,
For
a summer brand ambassador for the
Okay.
Knotti Shop.
How did that come about?
Well,
And is that one of the?
this is
Okay.
the puff purse.
Okay.
I love it. This one's in marigold. I have another one in seafoam.
Okay.
And she does everything by hand. Shardy does over at the Knotti Shop. Shout out, girl. But
Is she here in Houston?
she is here in Houston,
Okay.
and she's a part of the Hotties as well.
Nice.
And that's how I've gotten to know her, and we've done events together and helped each other out. So she put out the will call for the ambassadors. I applied, and again, I'm
Got it.
honored.
Yeah. Nah,
I'm honored. I'm just happy that I can help and support, especially a local business owner.
Yeah, for sure. Because again, it's a win-win situation. You get to however the deal worked out. It definitely is another door open, and there's nothing like that. What do we have in the bag?
Oh, in the bag, we have some goodies for you. Thanks
Okay,
for
thank
having
you,
me.
thank you.
Actually, Villa Paraíso, I want to say real quick,
Yeah.
it came about because Villa Paraíso was the subdivision that my husband's first family home was in Puerto Rico.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we wanted our company to have a beautiful meaning, and
Yeah.
family is important to us, and that's why our slogan is Recuerdos con Sabor. Because that's memories with flavor, right? How many
Yeah.
times do you eat something and you're like, oh, I remember when mom used to make
Man,
it, or how
yes.
grandma used to make it. And
Yes.
so that's the kind of feeling that we want you to have when you're working with our products and you're eating our products.
Love that.
Here's one of them. This is our Spanish style jerky.
Okay.
So as you can see, these slices are way bigger, longer, very thin.
Yeah.
This is our spicy. It's not like flaming hot or anything. It's just enough. You'll also notice that we have a little hot sauce there in case you want to add a little spice to it, and all of our jerkies have it.
Okay.
These are no preservatives, all natural, no sugar added. Everything is seasoned
nice.
as natural. So very,
Look
very
good.
healthy. They have anywhere from 7 to 9 grams of protein.
Nice.
So on the go, resealable.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And then I also brought you our Allian Dubai style chocolate.
Look at that.
It's very rich. We've actually come across other brands, and this was the one that really spoke to us. It's very authentic. I mean, we have it flown or shipped to us from overseas. We actually have a team meeting with them tomorrow. It's an amazing company to work with, very supportive. If you want any of their chocolates in the US, you have to get them from us.
Nice. There you go. She's a plug, man. Look, you gotta
I
go through
have
her.
it.
You gotta go through her if you want any of that, man. So
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
want uh just congratulate you on everything that you got going on. I see nothing but success, and and just a little bit the conversation that we've had, I can just tell like you got your head. You're right. You're focused on what you do. There's passion behind it, and I think whenever there's passion, that's when the people succeed the most because like it's something that it's something more than just wanting to make a buck or wanting to. I always say like with what I'm doing, like I want to leave legacy. A lot of times my oldest son will be with me. I kind of try to have him around and just try to show him the ropes. Like, man, when I'm gone, like this can be yours if you want it or if you want to sell it. If it's worth anything, hey, it is up to you. But just leaving behind something of value for them. Because let's face it, us as minorities, like it is not always. I didn't know I could own my own business. I didn't know I could start my own thing. You know what I mean? So teaching them now at a younger age than when I learned it's a benefit to them. So I don't know if you have kids or anything, but
Oh, we have two.
two. Okay,
Two
okay.
adult kids,
Two
yeah.
adult kids.
One's
Okay.
about to be 23 and one's 28.
Oh wow. Okay,
So yeah,
okay.
and they're both very artsy,
Yeah.
very into different types of, the arts.
Yeah.
They don't really seem to have a passion for our food business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But like I say, it doesn't matter if you're into something or not. You can always learn something and use it towards your business or your craft. And they're both working on something and of their own. So we're very, very proud of them for that.
Nice. Yeah. I got a 20. He'll be 22 in October. 16. My daughter's about to be 10 in like 10 days. And then my youngest, he's 7. He'll be 8. But I think he's the one that's going to take over the podcast when I'm gone. He like when I go TikTok live, he loves to get on it and talk to the people. And I'm like, boy, get out of here. What do you think you are, me?
There's always that one
It's
that's
so
like,
natural.
hey,
Yeah, that's him. My
he's
daughter,
not shy.
actually, the two little ones. The two little ones are like that. Yeah, the two little ones are like that. But again, I appreciate you, just stopping by and giving us a little bit of your time, and just, hopefully we can do this again and maybe talk about some of the other stuff that we brought up.
Yeah,
Because if not, we'd be
absolutely.
here 3 or 4 hours talking
We
about
sure
all that
would
stuff.
be.
Again, we're gonna put a link in the description where you guys can go follow her. We're gonna go to the web. We'll put the website on there as well, where you guys can just go tap in with them and buy the products. She's a connect. Y'all want that chocolate. Actually, I'm going to be doing a video eating, the stuff you gave me.
Awesome.
And I'll post it and tag you and give my, because we just started doing like food vlogs and they're doing pretty good. So we like eating. So,
Okay, good. You better give us your honest
I'm going to
opinion.
give my honest opinion. Yeah, for sure. I'll be saying this all the time. Like, man, I'm fat. I eat whatever. I like anything. But I'm gonna definitely try it, and give my honest opinion, because, we got to keep it real too. But
Absolutely.
and I've never had the Dubai chocolate or in any form, so this would be my first time
Okay.
trying it. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Let's see how you like it.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any shout outs you want to give out, or anybody you want to shout out, or anything, any announcements, anything that we didn't kind of cover?
Oh my goodness. You know what? The biggest announcement right now would be the Hottie Conference.
Yeah, yeah.
I will be at HottieCon. So excited. You saw my video. That's part 1. There's other parts coming too. So I'm just looking forward to meeting all these women entrepreneurs and those that are aspiring to be entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and learn and inspire each other.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times women come to events and they think that, the vendors are there just to sell, and, or they want to go see a specific vendor. But in actuality, we're there to not only show you our craft, but to show you that you can do it and you
Yeah.
can make it. And let's talk. Let's help each other out. Let's brainstorm. Let's, come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
We're just there to support each other, not to compete, but to actually join forces and help each other out.
Awesome, awesome.
So I hope I see a lot of you at HotieCon.
Nicole asked me, but she never followed up, so I left it alone. But
Ooh,
she
Nicole.
wanted me. She and it's on camera, so it's on the internets. You know how they say. She asked if I would come do interviews at HotieCon, and I told her I was with it, but I never heard back, so I kind of didn't really. And then I got busy with my own thing, so I mean, when is it? When is HotieCon?
It's going to be August 9th.
Okay.
Yes, it's
I,
going to be August 9th.
I don't know why I knew that, and I'm so booked that day too. So I definitely.
And I'm surprised because I don't know why I get dyslexia when I say that date, and I always say 29. It's August 9th, so I hope I didn't butcher that up. But anyways, howdy cons. We're going to be there. I do give a huge shout out to Nicole because, moving here to Houston and getting to know my way around was really, really hard. It is a big city, and it just felt a little lonely, especially having a career and starting a business at the same time.
Yeah.
The only people I'm really interacting with was just the business people, and then off I go to work somewhere. So I started following the Hotties probably over a year ago when they first started. And then I went to one of their events, and then I just knew right then and there. Everyone was so supportive and welcoming. And, Nicole spoke to me as soon as she said, hey, if you guys are here, we're entrepreneurs, it's hard to make friends, right? Adult friends and things. And I was like, this is what I need, a group of supportive women.
Yeah.
And that group really pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and really put myself out there. And it's just been amazing.
No doubt. Man, shout out to Nicole, everybody at the Houston Hottie Social Hour. We definitely love what they're doing. When I first stumbled upon them, I was like, this is so dope. I'm like, I'm not a woman, but I love that, just that there's something out there for women. So, ladies, if you're watching, connect with Nicole or connect with, our friend Kiki here, and she'll connect you with them as well. Y'all have seen Nicole. She's been on our podcast actually a couple times. We did a live audience podcast with her at the Mood Room before, and then we had her in the studio at the other studio. But I'm going to have to bring her back maybe to do an episode of promote HotieCon as well. So I'll get with her. I know she's probably going crazy, content creation and planning the event,
I mean, the event is only a few weeks away.
Yeah.
So all the vendors and all the girls getting ready for this event are just running around, doing all the events we already had scheduled, plus getting ready for this. We want to give nothing but the best to everybody that attends.
Well, I can't wait to see all the footage and, the recaps and just, I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. Again, make sure you guys go follow her. Go to the website. Go buy something more than anything. All right? If you have questions, again, you can go to the website or you can go to the social media page and, hit you up directly, email you, whatever the case might be. But again, just thank you so much for stopping by. And I wish you all the best in the world. And hopefully we get to come back and do, talk. Maybe after HotieCon we could talk about how it was and, things like that too.
That'd be fun. Yes,
Okay.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to, doing things together in the community too.
Correct. And we'll give you our events, what the events we have going on. And our events are really like, aside from the September 13th, we have the toy drive in December. And then a lot of them are kind of like in a bar, inside we have performances. Our DJ really turns it up. So if you got this one of them, we're like, man, if you want to just come hang out and have a few drinks and dance and check out some of the local scene underground artists, that'll be cool.
Absolutely, I'd love that.
Awesome, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, man. Keep running them numbers up as you guys have been doing. We appreciate all the organic love and support that that it comes from everywhere. All our people, and shout out to all our people in Canada, all across the country that watch us and support us. We appreciate you guys, man. And on that note, thank you guys for watching. We are Them Damn Mexicans.